Welcome to Rewrite Her Voice, the podcast that takes a bold and compassionate look at the inner critic living rent-free in your head. You know the one. She's judgmental, perfectionistic, and never misses a chance to tear you down. But here's the truth. That voice isn't truly you. Each week, we dive into an honest conversation with powerful stories and practical tools to uncover where that inner mean girl came from, why she shows up, and how to rewrite her script. It's time to reclaim your inner voice, break the cycle of self sabotage, and speak to yourself with the kindness and strength you deserve. If you're ready to stop letting your inner mean girl run the show and start showing up as your most authentic, empowered self, let's go. Hey there, sunshine. I am so happy to have you here today. So, in this episode, we're talking about what to do when you feel yourself spiraling, when that inner critic gets too loud and everything feels really, really heavy. I want to walk you through some practical nervous system safe tools to interrupt the spiral. Okay? So, if you're ready, let's do it. First, I want to start with empathy. Okay? I want to normalize the spiral. All right. First and foremost, that is the most important thing. Give yourself empathy and remind yourself that everyone has these moments. Spirals happen. Negative thoughts are protective. Your brain is wired for threat detection. It's actually called negativity bias. The goal isn't to eliminate negative thoughts, it's to gently interrupt the momentum. A spiral isn't a character flaw. It's a nervous system in protection mode. So when the thought says, I always mess things up, no one cares, I'm not capable, I can't do this, what if we don't argue aggressively? What if we look for one tiny contradiction? This works because of confirmation bias. Your brain searches for evidence to support what it already believes. So you intentionally feed it something new. One time you didn't mess up, one text that someone sent, one thing you handled well this week. You're not gaslighting yourself, okay? You're simply widening the lens. I want you to look for the cans. When your brain says, I can't do this, I want you to ask, what can I do? Even if it's something simple, like I can send one email, I can drink some water, I can step outside. This whole idea actually restores agency, which reduces anxiety and helplessness. I want you to start looking for some glimmers, okay? So here's a little bit about glimmers. Here's what it actually is, all right? Start looking for things in your world that make you feel genuinely happy, peaceful, safe. These are called glimmers. Glimmers are actually the opposite of triggers. Although they have the same power of starting a spiral, glimmers spiral upward, whereas triggers spiral downward. So this concept comes from nervous system work. It's about noticing small cues of safety and joy. A glimmer could be something like sunlight through the window, a song that hits your soul, your laughing kid, maybe a warm cup of coffee or tea or your favorite beverage at all. That's what a glimmer is. It's just small things that make you feel safe, happy, fulfilled. Now, why does this work? Your nervous system shifts from fight, flight, or freeze toward regulation when it detects safety. You are training your brain to scan for safety, not just danger. So, confidence builders and creative spaces. Let's talk about how those two things are actually related. So, spirals shrink when identity expands. That's why authentic identity is so important. So here's some questions you could ask to kind of open up the thought process behind confidence builders and creative spaces. What builds quiet confidence for me? Where do I feel capable? I want you to think talents, enjoyments, pleasures, passions, okay? Answer those two questions with those few things in mind. Creative spaces are powerful, and they're powerful because they actually activate a flow state, they help reduce rumination, and they increase dopamine. All right. So we talk about dopamine all the time. You know that dopamine is that transmitter and hormone that your brain produces, and it's known as the feel good chemical. This actually it brings signals between nerve cells. So if we can ignite some dopamine happening, we want to do that. Rumination is the habit of obsessively, repetitively, and passively dwelling on those negative thoughts, on your past mistakes, or feeling stress and anxiety without seeking solutions. Now, what is a flow state? Okay. This is, one of those things that's very unique to you. Okay. I can't tell you what your flow state looks like, but I can tell you what a flow state is. Okay. So open up your brain and I want you to see what things for you meet this definition. A flow state is a mental state of total immersion, intense focus, or energized enjoyment in any activity. So where is that for you? Where is a flow state for you? Where is the rumination for you? What things, what creative spaces will activate a flow state, will help reduce those negative thoughts, will help increase the dopamine? Where are those things? Okay. It could be something like writing, gardening, painting, organizing a room, building something, cooking, baking, who knows? I want to know what it is for you specifically, because here's the thing. You don't have to think your way out of a spiral. You can actually create your way out of it. Let's talk about movement. You guys know what's coming. You know what's coming. Even if you hate movement, if you hate exercise, do not leave because movement is not just exercise, okay? It's not just going to the gym and lifting weights. It's not doing yoga. It's not running. It's not those super strict parameters. It's literally just moving your body. Now, why is movement so important? Movement reduces your cortisol levels. It increases your endorphins and it increases your serotonin. Even a 10-minute walk changes your brain chemistry because those repetitive movements, that repetitive rhythm, it lowers your stress and regulates your circadian rhythm and gives your nervous system a chance to reset. So get outside, get some movement in, dance, whatever makes you feel really good. I want you to do that. If you hate running, I'm not going to tell you to go run. If you love walking, that's what I want you to do. If you love dancing, that's what I want you to do. If you love stretching, yoga, chair yoga, whatever it is, if you love HIIT workouts, I don't care what it is, but get some movement in your body because that helps with all of the chemistry and the hormones, okay? Now let's talk about what you can do when you get outside because I want you to get some sunshine in your life, all right? Sunshine can help stop the spiral dead in its tracks, all right? Let's talk about something a little crazy. It's called earthing. You've probably heard of it, but it's where you literally put your hands or your feet on the earth, like your bare hands and your bare feet on the earth. When your hands or your feet touch soil, within 20 seconds, you are exposed to beneficial microbes. And some research suggests that grounding can actually reduce inflammation and stress markers, okay? So, for the love, go put your hands or your feet in some dirt. If you're like my kids, that is definitely not a fun thing for you unless you are at the beach with your hands and feet in the sand. If that's your vibe, then go do it. If you love gardening, guess what? You're earthing. Gardening actually slows your breathing, engages the senses, and anchors you to the present. And presence interrupts spirals. So if you don't have a garden, A, start one. B, ask your neighbor if you can weed their garden, okay? Find some dirt and put your hands in it. Here's something else I am like the biggest fan of this one. This one is such a hugely overlooked part of stopping the spiral. It literally takes no movement of your body at all. Grounding and breathing, okay? You can literally sit or lay down on your bed and do this one. Slow, controlled breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, signals safety to your brain, and reduces amygdala reactivity. You could do something like box breathing, and this is where you breathe in for 4 counts, you hold it for 4 counts, and then you exhale for 6 counts. You could set a timer for 3 minutes and just listen to the sound of your breath. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Longer exhales equal more calming responses. So breathe really, really big and exhale really, really big. All right. I want to talk about your environment for a minute. Decluttering and organization is a huge part of stopping the spiral. External chaos equals internal overwhelm. So when you clear a surface, when you make your bed, when you organize a drawer, when you wipe down the stove, you reduce a visual stress. You can create a sense of completion, and that's when dopamine hits. You can restore a sense of control when you are taking control of your environment. It's not about perfection, it's about momentum. Here's a big one. This is probably my nemesis here. Sleep equals mental fortitude. My body seems to have forgotten to sleep. Anybody with me? But sleep regulates your emotional processing. It resets your stress hormones, it improves your impulse control, and it strengthens your rational thinking. So, if you are not getting enough sleep, all of those things are going to suffer. When you are exhausted, your inner critic actually gets louder. Sometimes the spiral isn't actually a psychological thing, it's physiological. So, if you're not getting enough sleep, that starts the physiological spiral. And your brain simply thinks that it's a mental thing, but it's actually your body. Okay. So check in on your sleep. If you're getting plenty of sleep, but you're still spiraling, nourishing side of the world. Okay. Nourishing food. Okay. Hangry is real. I don't care what they say. Hangry is a real thing. Your low blood sugar can increase your irritability, reduce your emotional regulation, and it impacts your decision making. A balanced snack with some protein, a healthy fat, and fiber can dramatically shift your emotional state. If you feel cranky, have you slept? Have you had a snack? Have you had some water? Hydration, even mild dehydration, okay? It impacts your mood. It decreases your concentration. It increases your fatigue and makes your negative thoughts louder. So check in. Did I sleep? Have I eaten? And have I had some water? Your brain is 75% water after all. It needs fuel. And if it does not get enough water, it's going to act like a cranky teenager and take what it wants from wherever it can get it. Now, why does all of this work? Spirals are not just mindset. They are also nervous system dysregulation, hormonal shifts, blood sugar dips, fatigue, stress accumulation. When you address your body, your mind softens. You are not weak, you are wired. And when you understand the wiring, you stop shaming yourself. The next time you feel the spiral starting, don't ask, what's wrong with me? Or why can't I get my crap together? Ask, what might my body need right now? Maybe it needs water. Maybe it needs movement. Maybe it needs one small piece of contradictory evidence. Because you are not your thoughts. You are the one who can gently guide them. Remember, my sweet friend, that you are worthy, that you are enough, and you are loved. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to take this episode and I want you to send it to your very favorite person. Okay. Think about your favorite woman in this whole wide world. And I want you to send this episode to her to remind her that she is the one who gently guides her spirals. She's the one who gently guides her thoughts. And to remind her to check in. Has she had enough food? Has she had enough water? Has she had enough sleep? And has she moved her body? Can you do that for me? All right, my friend. I hope you have a fantastic day. Until the next time, love, Rach. Hey, my sweet friend. Thank you so much for spending time with me today on Rewrite Her Voice. If you loved today's episode, will you hit that subscribe button for me? And be sure to share it with a friend. If you're ready to quiet your inner mean girl and step into your own authentic voice, I would love for you to join me inside our Cultivating membership. Until next time, remember, you are enough.